and potentially we can just start taking their lands with Agent of Treachery and just kind of reduce their mana.
Well, you can't take all their lands.
Yeah, can't take Lotus Field.
All right, so let's check out our Lotus Field deck, and Lotus Field kind of once again proving that it is just, the deck to beat. Looking really impressive so far that we've had it. Always played in low numbers. It kind of reminds me of Breach in Modern, just a very tough deck to play. That's obviously the best, and everyone's wrong that doesn't play it, so it has that similarity. But, some different stuff here. But this is a deck that is trying to Emergent Ultimatum, amass the combo of Leer, Omniscience, either Behold the Betrayal or Dark Petitions, and win from there. But enough talking about how this deck does it. Let's watch it in action because we are ready for this match.
Okay, looking up top at Raging Machismo's opening hand. Got this Impulse here. Doesn't have a Lotus Field yet, so this turn 2 Impulse is going to be really important. We can find the Lotus Field, then everything else is pretty well set up for a turn 4 or 5 kill.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and they're on the play, so the kill on turn 4 would likely mean Dom just never even has an opportunity to play Incarnation and find one of his powerful threats.
Or to just play Magic in general, And I mean, this is a draw. This is a draw that isn't even amazing, right? I mean, the draws that are the best from these decks start with an Unbeatable Grazer, But they didn't even have it.
The Impulse does find Sylvan Scrying, so that's going to find Lotus Field. Play that one. Going for Lotus Field with just 2 other lands in play, especially since those are the only 2 lands of the basic land type.
Yep.
Could be awkward in the face of Beseiju, but there was only 1 mana up, so
okay, let's see if there's Archon or something. There's a couple of those in the list, and Dom's been pretty good at finding the one of so far. Looks to be a Fable. Still not bad. Incredible card in this deck as well. Just incredible. Looting away extra copies of Fires and stuff, copying Agents and Titans. Like, the card really does it all.
Yeah, we're not quite. If we had drawn a Hidden Strings there, things would have gotten awkward because you could Vizier the Lotus Field, then have 4 mana, use 2 of it at the stage, then Hidden Strings get up to 6, Vizier gets you up to 7, and that's Emergent Ultimatum.
But I love this because one thing that Raging Machismo can do, let's say we have Enigmatic Incarnation, you can cycle Vizier to untap, use, and then go green mana, and Thespian stage your Lotus Field, and then Boseiju the Incarnation before it can sacrifice something to get another thing into play. So that play is available, and it looks completely wrapped up to win the game next turn, unless Dom does something very impressive. Archon or Redain is like the only thing I can kind of think of, but you just need to cast them. You can't get it through the normal way of incarnating.
Yeah. And if it goes for I guess both would still be good, but then there's the Otawara. So
yeah.
What
I'm just saying that's the only way to like stop from for sure immediate death.
Yeah.
So
looks like Machismo going to be doing well in this game. Wonder if is there anything at 5 mana that can help us with this Goblin Shaman?
5 mana. Yeah, I mean, I guess what we can Elder Gargaroth, no. Kenrith, no. Cavalier of Dawn. Not positive exactly what that one does, but probably not.
No, Cavalier's not going to do anything. It destroys non-land permanents, of which Machismo has 0.
All right, but here we do see 4. Here's Fire's going to be able to play one more thing. Incarnation is usually the nut drops are there, and it's Archon. What? Is that a 1 of? 2 of?
1. 1 Archon of Emeria, please.
Wow.
Is that good?
Okay, so we do still have Otawara. So let's see. Let's do a little math. You have Otawara, you have Boseiju. So you can go end step, Thespian stage, Lotus Field. Then you can play Boseiju. So you have 7 mana. Vizier is +1, so 8, 9. You have 9 mana, and then you can Otawara down to 5. And that's not 7.
So we can Otawara just with field stage, don't bother copying, and then we can untap, play a Boseiju. That's 5 mana, and then we can use the Viziers to get to 7, right? And just be careful and make sure you have Emergent Ultimatum mana up.
We just cycled a Vizier.
Yeah, that's gonna...
Yeah, I think you're right, though, right? Yeah, if you do that, you have 5, 6, 7. But you have colorless mana from Thespian stage, so that does not...
You use that as part of the cycling on Viziers. So you would have Boseiju, Thespian stage, and Lotus Field. You make 3 blue, and the...
I think it actually works out where you'd have 4 green and not enough of another color because you have a Boseiju,
So you'd
which
have-
is 1. If you're getting to exactly 7 mana with Lotus Field and Boseiju, there's no way to equal 3 green. You know, it only equals
Yeah.
4 green.
The
which-
problem is that you only have 3 blue. You would have needed another Otawara.
Okay, but what about Dark Petition? That probably does some things.
Another Otawara would have done it.
Yeah.
Well, Dark Petition's a little awkward because you're now facing down an Archon. I think we're just doing it slow here. Give you one more turn.
Yeah.
Otawara,
Otawara,
end step.
and then do it. Yep.
Yeah, and then
But-
everything's easy.
That does mean whatever Dom wants to do this turn is probably unbeatable, you know?
Yeah.
We did see fires go away, which might not be a problem at all. And in fact, maybe it helps Dom's hand out. You never know.
Yeah, the fire's got Boseiju. We have plenty. Like we have enough mana with all these treasures and the extra land from Boseiju to double spell.
Yep.
So the fire wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah, you can double spell? Just gonna double spell this Archon in play?
Oh, we could if the Archon gets bounced, we can like play something and have Leyline binding up. if
Yeah,
that's
there you
relevant.
go. Leyline's Binding, I think, is blank cardboard in this matchup, but
You could potentially hit an Omniscience.
true. Maybe that's one of the cards you don't go for in this
Ooh,
scenario.
Trying to go for a second Archon, and now you. This is perfect.
Yeah.
If you bounce Archon in response, yeah, I'll copy Reflection, then replay Archon.
Yeah.
And if you don't, now I have 2 Archons and the Otawara doesn't do it.
Is Dom doing it?
And double spelling was important.
Touche, salesman. I think Dom is doing it. I
Yeah.
don't see how Lotus Field gets out of a double Archon. You know, there's not
Well,
spot removal. In this
It's also kind of triple Archon now with
With-
we leave the Reflection up.
yes.
Because they have to do things end step or you just recast them.
We got the hand working there, so we see a little bit more action. We're going to see that Yorion puts a hand, and all of a sudden, this is a huge clock where Raging Machismo has to win the game through the Archon ability. If that's possible, I think not, but that's what it is now.
Well, so there is another Otawara, and that's not the draw, but if it was, we could have used Vizier to get up to 8 mana and then just double channeled.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't work against the
Yeah,
Reflection.
then you just replay them.
Yeah.
I don't see a way out for Raging Machismo.
And we could sequence a Dark Petition into a Masterminds acquisition for a sweeper, but that would need to take 3 turns and you only have 2.
Yeah. You know, one thing I bet we're going to see post-board is big old Zakama come in. That seems like one thing that could get it done. Honestly, to be fair, you can acquisition for Zakama. So wait, yeah, I forgot. You can do that game 1. This is not a sideboard only
Yeah.
effect, so...
But you just don't have enough time with the Archons limiting you. So what can we search for here? We still haven't made a land drop.
Okay, so here's Dark Petition to add mana, but you can't cast another spell. All right, there's the Verdict.
Oh, there is a Supreme Verdict to the main. Okay. So
Okay.
we're just doing that. We're setting up for that next turn.
Well, that's
I
pretty
missed,
good.
I missed the Verdict in the main. That
Here's-
changes things.
Here's the Otawara on Reflection. Why do we do that?
Because you die to the Yori? No, that's still only 10. Yeah, not sure why that happened.
Okay.
Got to be scared of some way that you're going to die.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that can happen here, I don't know if there's a solid way, but Dorian and Glasspool Mimic do work in such a way where you can play around a Verdict, because you can flash out all your creatures, including your Yorion, to only come in at your opponent's end step. But that
Okay,
does mean
so-
Archon's not there, and then you die.
So the Reflection can do that as well. Right.
Reflection?
You can just Reflection the Yorion in response. And
No, it's a legend.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
He says not
Mhm.
legend.
So you can get like Moonbless Cleric here to go find something and then play Yorion and then blink everything out. Archon turns into a Glasspool Mimic. Glasspool Mimic then blinks out Moonbless Cleric and Yorion, and you leave Archon in play because that's the card that they have to deal with. And you can't just say go and have your Archon be in exile because then Raging Machismo just wins the game on the
Yeah.
spot.
So
So
Yorion, blink the 2 Archons. Oh, but the problem is that doesn't leave you with 8 damage on the next turn because you're never going to save the token.
yeah, no, it would only be 7, but Moonbless Cleric can also get an enchantment. Is there any enchantment that can deal 1 damage of hasty? hastiness. Yeah, you also have to Yorion first because you have to get these Archons out of here.
Yeah, it does that.
So I hope we're getting rid of both Archons. And then you could just play Fable, or you could play Cleric, and you can exile Fable here at end step as well. So end step, you'll still only have... Wait. No. Yep, no. I was saying we could find a way to get 8, but yeah, I'm still counting either 6 or 7 power. That would be flashed in at Raging Machismo's end step.
We can Moonblast Cleric for a Bitter Reunion, and then have Bitter Reunion and an extra creature and give it haste.
Yeah, that's lethal.
So Yorion blinks these 2 Archons.
Yep.
Then we play
Moonblast Cleric.
Moonblast Cleric, find Bitter Reunion. Then the 2 Archons, or the Archon and the clone, come back on the end step. You copy Yorion, keep the original Yorion.
Yes.
Blink the Moonblast Cleric and the original Yorion, because that's not the actual Yorion's trigger.
And then you're going to be getting Bitter Reunion. Oh, now you're speaking my language
now
here.
You have 7 damage lined up for next turn that they can't verdict away, and the Bitter Reunion sets you up to get an 8th, which then forces Raging Machismo to have Supreme Verdict this turn, plus combo you after that.
Well, I mean, Hidden Strings does that, right? Verdict, then Hidden Strings net you 4.
Yeah. That leaves you with 8.
So that would be a way where Raging Machismo can still win, but if not, I think Dom has it locked up. If he follows this play, and if he doesn't, Dom's watching back, and he will officially feel bad, because I think we just found lethal here.
We won't be mad.
We'll just be disappointed, yeah. Okay, let's see if he finds it. Now, there is some thought to not getting it with this one, and disguising it a little bit. You know, not showing this line to Raging Machismo, maybe, you know, not really recognizing that, okay, I can Verdict here, I'll Thespian stage, and I'll kill you next turn. But if you see Bitter Reunion, you'll be like, oh, I might not have a next turn, you know?
Yeah, because you're going to exile Moonblast Cleric with our line to the other Yorion trigger that you generate. You can just put whatever on top.
There it is. Yes. Oh my God, I love Dom so much in this moment. Okay, so Bitter Reunion, Glasspool Mimic should copy Yorion.
But if he goes for copy on Archon, the Supreme Verdict is going to ruin his deck.
Yeah, that would not be a good time.
Your opponent just demonic tutored. This is open deck list. Supreme Verdict should be on your radar.
There's Yorion.
Copies Yorion.
You gotta keep the original, because you need the trigger from the new one to be able to exile Yorion. So you have to keep the OG.
Does
that.
Now you exile the original Yorion and the Cleric.
And that's it. Yep. Leave Archon to force the wrath. Mother of God, this is awesome.
There it is.
Yes, Dom is my actual hero. Wow.
And there's a stage off the top. So I don't see what Raging Machismo can do here.
I don't either. And you know what? Normally I am not going to be, going up against Raging Machismo, not rooting for them, because their deck selection is awesome. I think it's super cool. But man, was that a complicated, fine lethal line. And we did it before, Dom, So we're just slightly smarter, but I mean, not by a lot. He still got there. So, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to be third place, Dom.
Hey, not bad. Not bad. Out of 3. Hey, terrible.
I mean, he might be moving into the top 3 of this tournament.
Yeah.
Be up a game in this match. There's only 4 players left.
Oh, Dom. He's our bronze medal.
Now let's decline to exile anything with that.
Good call. Trigger. And now you got to make sure you either get Bitter Reunion again or, don't. I believe they just keep putting them on top. Yeah. And now Fable. For Bitter Reunion plus Fable, give it haste. It's 9.
Or Skyclave Apparition, doesn't really matter.
Wow.
Could actually, with a land drop, could have both if you needed it. That is impressive stuff.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane.
Just, finds Bitter Reunion again.
This is just so awesome. Dom gets 1,000 praises here for this. This was so cool. And yeah, right now, Raging Machismo doesn't have it. And wasn't there an Otawara that was cast really early and kind of weirdly?
The Otawara bounced.
Fable, right?
No, it bounced the glass pool mimic.
No, it bounced
Right.
the reflection of Kiki-Jiki, which
Oh
was the
yeah,
Fable that we're getting here. Now, that doesn't matter because we already had another 2-power creature, but if it would have bounced Yorion, for instance,
yeah.
they would have lived and then emerged an Ultimatum. So I think that might have been a detrimental misstep from Raging Machismo.
Or if they just had it right now.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
if they just didn't cast it because the reflection didn't matter, you know, then I think this would be a little different. So Dom does have to click the button on Reunion, and then has assembled this beautiful, complex Yorion loop finish. I mean, wow, was this broadcast meant for me? Like, only thing we're missing is a Charming Prince here to really get this stuff going. But wow, a true masterclass of his deck there. Dom really finding it. That was so cool.
And stealing this game one that we thought was pretty over based on the opening hands, but as the one of Archon of Emeria,
Yeah.
80 card deck.
You know what? Even if Dom just gets obliterated the next 2 games, I don't care. That really did it for me. So
Let's pull up Dom's deck so we can see the sideboard. We looked at this pre-match. I guess we'll start with Lotus Field. Not a ton here. You maybe want some more sweepers, but the sweepers aren't great.
yeah,
Thought Distortion could be good, but it's kind of slow.
there's a lot of creatures though too, so it's not even
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how you want to retool in this matchup, and Mystical Dispute can also be good because there are some counter spells, there are some disputes in
Yeah, Dom's
Dom's
bringing
sideboard
in
as well, and Disdainful Strokes.
yeah, Dom's gonna bring in counter spells, so maybe you want Dispute. Dispute is actually just fine against some cards.
Yeah.
Turn 4 Enigmatic Incarnation, off of fires or something like that can probably hit. So yeah, you probably bring that in, but this is another sign where like you don't see this deck sideboarding a lot, and there's a reason for that because it's a good matchup. So they
Yeah.
probably just submit back pretty often.
You don't need that many sweepers. Like the one Verdict is usually going to be good enough, just barely not good enough there in game one. So I would lean more towards just Dispute. Don't think there's enough counter spells to want Thought Distortion when it's often too slow to nab the enchantments before Dom casts them. So yeah, I think some light sideboarding here from the combo deck, which is to be expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention at all. I was starting to watch the replay where Dom's doing this again. So you got I think this turn was like a minute and a half. You cool just taking over. I'm just gonna join in chat and
let's bring up Dom's deck list if we can. I'll talk about that side while you go off into your happy place.
He's
really.
doing it. He's doing it.
Dom, as we noted, has a lot of counter spells here with 3 Disputes and 3 Disdainful Strokes. All of those should be coming in. I also do like the one copy of Alpine Moon as a way to stop Lotus Field that you can tutor for with Moonblessed Cleric. So pretty solid sideboard here from Dom, bringing in 7 of the 14 non-companion cards.
Any idea what we're taking out?
Probably the removal.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, good point.
Chain to the Rocks and Leyline Binding.
Yeah, and then think you have Knight of Autumn. You got this is one of those scenarios I was talking to you about before where you want to take out more.
Yeah.
Maybe you even take out more cards and just submit less than an 80 card deck. Probably not.
Not allowed to do that.
Oh, is that actually not allowed?
Yeah, sideboard can't go over 15.
Okay.
If he only had 1 card on the board like the companion, you could sideboard 14 cards out.
Okay. All right. Hey, big opening hand here. Yeah, I was going to say that one has to be mulligan. I thought that was kept. And another brick of a hand. This is the way that this enchantment deck beats Lotus Field. That's for sure.
And Dom going to 6, it looked like, and not a great hand here. 3 lands, 2 fires, and a dispute, but a 4-card
hand. An unplayable 4-card hand. Oh my goodness! Here, Dom might just be having a game to walk. And honestly, after that first game, though, kind of deserves it. At that point, we might have to just give him the trophy. I hope Magic Player One and Scrooge don't mind if we just award him here.
I gotta say, well, if I'm Magic Player One, they're playing Rakdos and Pioneer. Honestly, if I'm the Rakdos player, I would rather play against Lotus Field than play against this Incarnation deck.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
So much value in the Incarnation deck.
For sure. Yeah, hand disruption against that. That's actually not a terrible matchup for Rakdos, but this can be bad. But it's also close. So if it does go that way, we're still going to be in for a pretty nice match. But Dom's hand is still pretty bad.
Yeah, Dom opted to bring in Rest in Peace here too. I guess has enough cards to bring out.
Oh yeah,
Rest in Peace stops Lear. That's better than what most of the removal is doing.
Rest in Peace or Knight of Autumn.
Yeah.
Dom's like, is this real life?
Oh, well, we've got Unbeatable Grazer, which
Yup.
is not what you want to draw when you mull to 4.
No, no, it is not. But the dispute's ready to deal with
Okay,
that.
we got a land 2. Now we're good, right?
Yes.
And here's a Moonblessed Cleric. That's a good draw from Dom. He can go Fires Cleric, or he can play Cleric and hold up Dispute. With opponent on 1 land, probably just take the opportunity to get the fires down, though that also makes your Dispute bad.
Yeah. Fires into fires, let's do it.
But now we can just get Incarnation, we can get Alpine Moon.
The one thing I will say here is if Raging Machismo finds a land, which it's at the situation where I think you have to find it now, but if you find a normal land too, then you play Grazer, all of a sudden you get to start the turn after with just Lotus Field in play. And that's, never mind. Never mind.
And they have the Mystical Dispute for this Incarnation, but
And
Dom
it'll
can
never
dispute
work.
back.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're never going to tap mana. You can just pay it. You have fires now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just go Fires, Incarnation.
Incarnation, get a Kenrith. Draw a card.
Thank you for 3. Make a 5-drop.
Oh my god, this has been insane. This whole day has been insane. There's been some great matches. And this is just really a nightcap of a match here. This game, obviously not so great, here being a little bit of a non-game. Dom taking 2 for maybe no reason. I guess whatever Dom's about to fetch up has a good idea that you're going to want 2 mana.
Wants to put a counter on something, Kenrith.
Yep, that's probably exactly it. Why not? I'm guessing one of those fires is going away. King Ken's going to come to play.
I'm guessing Raging Machismo is going away pretty soon.
I think so. Raging Machismo, just such a vibe, though. Played Reanimator in Legacy, played this in Pioneer, and then played Dredge.
Dredge in Modern.
Yeah. Dredge in Modern. So, wow,
And
huge.
No second land coming, and
Yeah.
Dom Harvey moves into what is effectively the semifinals of this double elimination bracket, the finals of the lower bracket.
Yes.
So, going to have more Pioneer to play with this Incarnation deck, and probably gets the matchup that he wants the most. Rakdos Midrange with Magic Player 1.
Magic of Player 1. Yep.
Player
Yep.
1, yeah.
So that is going to be our next match. And wow, huge congrats to Raging Machismo making it this far. That was awesome. But, definitely some nice props to Dom there for finding that line. I mean, your complex Yorion lines where you get to blink out a Yorion and play around a Wrath or something like that. That's maybe my favorite thing to do in Magic of all time.